It is chicken sandwich time here as we raise the heat level on our spicy chili series. Welcome back to 999 Things to Cook. Support the channel by clicking that little bell as we start with our chicken. Boneless, skinless thighs go into a bowl and will be tenderized with hot sauce. Cover every inch of the meat before wrapping up and refrigerating for 6 hours. We start our dry batter with a variety of our home-dried chili peppers. The link is up top to show how to make them. A very decent amount of dried jalapenos is followed by a nice handful of serranos, a few long hot peppers, some Fresnos, a good amount of poblanos, and 2 halves of a habanero, so 1 whole one. In a blender, they go and pulverize them into a powder. I have about 1.5 cups of flour, to which I will add about 1/2 cup of cornstarch. Normally I go 50-50 on this, but I had less cornstarch than I thought, but this will work just fine. Mix it up well before adding a good amount of salt. Don't be shy with the salt here. 2 teaspoons of white pepper, 1 tablespoon of toasted ground cumin seed, some onion powder, a good amount of garlic powder, and a very good amount of cayenne pepper. A couple tablespoons worth of smoked paprika. Gonna mix that all together real quick. Then very carefully dump in all the ground chilies. Mix it up well. You can see I'm trying to keep my face away because it's burning my nose pretty badly right here. And I had almost forgotten to add about 1.5 tablespoons of ground thyme, which is great now because I get to mix it up again and burn my nose once more. The wet batter is pretty simple. A couple eggs, some Tabasco sauce, and a small bit of milk. Nothing too fancy this time. For a sauce to put on our sandwich, we are going with the world's best honey mustard, and this is very complicated. 2 ingredients. Coleman's mustard? Why do I do that every time? I should know better by now, and why do they have to make the jars so small? And some creamed honey. Just mix it up well. I went pretty heavy on the honey because Coleman's mustard is pretty hot and this sandwich doesn't need additional heat, but it adds good flavor. Look at how nice that looks. I know a lot of people like only pickles as a topping, so one sandwich will get some nice thick slices of pickle. The other will have lettuce and tomato. Getting our fry station organized, we take a few scoops of the seasoned flour and put it in another bowl. Take a piece of the marinated chicken and let all the excess marinade drip off before adding to the small bowl of spicy flour. Get it nice and coated, but knock off the excess before adding it to the wet batter. Then make sure all the excess wet batter drips off before adding it to the big bowl of spicy seasoned flour. Pack that flour in really well. Then repeat the process with the other piece of chicken. Yes, I know there are 2 more pieces of chicken in the bowl. Those were just in case I messed up the first time. But I didn't. I'll just cook them tomorrow for something else. The thighs go into 350-degree oil 1 at a time. Let them fry for about 12 minutes. I did flip them over one time since they were not completely submerged. When they are cooked through and looking nice and wonderful, they are removed and put onto a wire rack so they can cool down enough to eat. Just look at those. To build the sandwiches, we start with the bottoms of toasted brioche buns. A bit of our awesome honey mustard goes on the bottom. One will get a slice of tomato and some very nice looking lettuce. The other will get 4 thick pieces of pickle. Then, very carefully, place the spicy fried chicken on, making sure to show it the respect it deserves. Some more honey mustard gets added to the top buns before placing on top. Now let's check these out.